Just after I said the 3 things you don't talk about. Is it back? It is back. Refresh. F5. Please tell me it cut out after I said the 3 things that you mustn't talk about. You know why it cut out? Do you believe me yet? I'm blacklisted on Twitch. There's a little thing that happens every time. And it cuts the stream off. Because then all of the latent viewers leave. And it just any hosts and shit end. It just kills everything. Do you believe me yet? Because even I used to think it was a fucking conspiracy theory, but now I'm genuinely like, okay, they fucking for sure have this weird little thing where if my channel gets too many viewers, it bursts. They send a bunch of packets of information down so that it crashes my OBS. Which isn't really what happened, but something else. Uller from Sweden. He is going to buy some alcohol from the Systembolaget. Hello everyone, my name is Uller. I am from Sweden. I am going to go to the Systembolaget to buy some bolognese. Alright, thanks for the 74 month. Okay, well, let's play some video game for a little bit before I get too tired and need to go and have a little rest. Metal Stew, thank you for the 40 months. This intro is brought to you by Metal Stew. Metal Stew, for when you're so hungry that you'll eat anything.
Cosmic tides entwine, save the future, save our time. Battle through, face the endless dark. Stand as one together when the nobody embarks. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. 幾多の世界を越えて視界を結ぶ鋼の結束で戻れはしない真実を探して隠されたベールの中古代の遺跡に物語の奇跡 Cosmic tides entwine save the future save our time Battle through face the endless dark Stand as one together when the nobody embarks Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah Through the cycles we will rise In the echoes of the skies Guardians of a fate untold In the fires of the stars We must be bold We must be bold最後の瞬間に最後の抵抗こだまする高音大地を渡る不死者の力に抗い我ら団結する魂の結束でその銃を見つける Save the future, save our time. Battle on through, face the endless dark. Stand as one together when the North Front re-embarks. Whoa, yeah. Save the future, save our time. Save the future, save our time.
Yes. Time for some more Mass Effect. We will upgrade to the short version of the intro once we get to Mass Effect 2. But until then, we have to play through the torturous Mass Effect 1. You should upload these intros to YouTube. A lot of fans will love this. Sarab. Please tell me what you do for work again. Because you definitely have too much money to be a creative. Or a producer on this channel. How many successful YouTube channels do you own? Before I take any advice from you. Scum. Never speak to me again. Oh yeah, we're here. Yeah, no, I don't want to upload anything to YouTube. I fucking hate YouTube. I hate it. Here we are once again, Mass Effect 1. We're at this point, we're doing this quest, which is go and find Matriarch Benezia. And there's that, I vaguely remember this from the last time I played it. There's like a bunch of little creatures running around on the base. That are something to do with her, and I think there's a big like mother alien.
I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
I need information on the Neutron Purge.
Can't remember
The
what
Neutron
we were doing.
Purge is a fail-safe system
Or what that
installed
guy told
within
me.
the isolation tube area. In the event of irretrievable containment loss, it is used to resolve the situation.
Activate the Neutron Purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
6 Emperor Tyrann 3.
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
Who would have those codes?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
That was hilarious.
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
It was genuinely a great bit of delivery as well. From the voice actor. And the voice actor for this main, for the FemShep, by the way, is Laura Bailey, in case you were wondering. Who's Yardanev Totalovsky? This guy. Put the fucking gun away.
I am feeling not so well.
How do we set off the Purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira destruct.
No. Can't be. Pox die.
Think we got him, Commander.
Alright. Yaronov Taskarlovsky is dead. Oh, I didn't even recognize that it was her. It is Laura Bailey, isn't it, chat?
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the Neutron Purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
Well, now what do I do? He said get the card. And then use the instruction sequence. Oh. His corpse is here. Where's his journal? Alright. Don't actually have to read it. Where did it even come from? Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey is the voice of the main character in any game you're playing.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without...
Code input 875020079. Code Omega local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
That's what Lux says every time she bans someone. Code verified. 800217385.
Get down!
It's a bit loud, isn't it? Do the sound effects. We need to leave.
That's it. Bag him and tag him.
But, no, don't do that. Laura Bailey and Nolan North. I think, what's his face is worse. Troy Baker. Whenever Troy Baker's in something. But the worst is by far Critical. Anyone from Critical Role. If their voice is in a game, someone has to be like, "That's Travis Willingham." They have to. They can't help themselves. They'll die if they don't say it. That's Matt Mercer. It's like the speed rules. If they don't say that's Matt Mercer, if they don't scream that's Liam O'Brien,
I'm sorry
they'll blow
about
up.
this, Shepard. We've got orders from Venezia. Open fire!
Are you fucking
You must
kidding
die!
me? Like that bitch? Your man's already dead. How do you feel about that? Wow, this is taking so long.
You must die!
Where's my boys? It's so hard to unmagnetize them sometimes.
I will destroy you!
You will try. There's another. Is it this?
Lost shields!
I've got a bad habit of doing that whenever the actor for Colonel Ty from Battlestar Galactica pops up. I love it when he's in stuff because he's always in like little bit roles. He never gets to be a main in anything, so he's in lots of random little things. It's fine. It's literally fine to do.
You must
But it's
die.
just how, like, because I do it with everything. If if I see an actor I
Perimeter
like, or I see or I hear a voice actor whose voice I recognise, or it's a fun little game that I like to play as well, where like, is that blah blah, and then if you get it right, you feel good. But it's the fact that some people play that game, but only with Critical Role people and Troy Baker, and it's so annoying because they're only doing it because of that and not because they play the game of guessing the actor. They're doing the thing where if they don't say it, they'll die. If they don't say that's Laura Bailey, they will die. And it's different. It ain't the same as the real game. There she is.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
Michael Hogan had a really bad stroke, been recovering for years now, wrecked his life, very sad. Is that the name of the guy? Because I've only ever called him Colonel Ty.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't care.
Indeed. What have you told her about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
You won't look so smug with a hole in your head.
Big.
Your insolence is a poor mask for your fear.
Shadow mode engaged.
You're gonna make me go shadow mode, aren't you?
Hostile spotted. I've lost shields.
Yeah. What the hell is that? Oh, Geth. Geth boys. Where are the Geth boys? Where are they? On the other side.
I'm a little busy here.
Shield!
I fucking have no idea what's going on.
Patching you up.
Why are you always up there?
Sheila's Rika.
Christ, it's one of those.
I know you're out here. Show yourself.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
I expected better from Asari commandos.
Oh, roasted! When you're typing in the end of a League of Legends game how shit the other team
I
is.
will not betray him. You will... You You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions. Briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
You chose to join with Saren. You just got more than you bargained for.
Bitch.
It is a terror to be trapped in your mind. To beat upon the glass as your hands torture and murder. I was powerless. Nothing but a tool for Saren. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
Heidegger. Boobs. You know, like, everyone has boobs, basically. You can relax, dude. Also, you're on the internet. You can just look up them. Just Google naked boobs right now.
Tell me where the Mu gate is before I lose my temper.
Of course, Commander.
I have boobs. I know you do, because I said everyone has
I transcribed
boobs,
the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
USB.
There isn't much time.
Ratch just discovered.
I transmitted the coordinates to Saren before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear.
Sexy.
Fingers on my spine.
Damn, son.
You should.
Careful.
Oh, you should.
Mother, don't leave. Fight him.
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die.
My mom.
Enemy contact.
Being a teenager. Being my mother's son or daughter. I love you guys. I'm really proud of you. Oh, thanks, Mum. I hate you. Die. I'm getting mixed messages. I can't tell. I feel like this is gonna fuck me up when I get older. Oh, God. Beautiful. Christ.
Powering up.
Oh, great. You took the whole fucking thing.
Lost shields!
Shepard's hurt. I've lost shields.
Fire in the hole!
Like that bitch? Oh, fucking hell.
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
First you turn on the Council, now on Saren. You're not loyal to anything, are you?
I'm loyal to boobs.
I suppose that is how history will know me.
Mother.
Good night, little
Spanish
Wing.
soap opera. Music.
I will see you again with the dawn. No light. They always said there would be a...
Remove her breasts. Bring them straight to my quarters. Bart? You heard me, goddammit. There's something attacking us. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Go up here on the main platform. Oh, okay. What's happening? Who the fuck is this? One of the commandos. Oh, right, it's been overtaken so that the fucking thing can talk, correct? My name is Malcolm. Sugar in water.
This one
serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
Ratch trying to speak in Twitch chat. Speaking to Ratch in real life. Hi Ratch, how are you doing? Hey, how are you doing? I'm doing very well. My name is Ratrosphere. Speaking to Ratch in Twitch chat. Hey Ratch, how are you doing? This one serves as our voice. Trying so badly to type, but struggling. Independence Day, yeah. Oh fuck, what does it say, dude? I used to say it all the time. What does it fucking say in Independence Day when it's fucking speaking to him through the glass over and over again? What does it fucking say? It's so funny.
Who am I speaking to here?
We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
I didn't come here to talk to bugs.
You are not in harmony with those who hoped to control us. What will you sing? Will you release us?
I'll probably do a Creed
Are
song.
we to fade
Maybe
away
something by
once
Elvis.
more?
Commander, I don't trust this thing. We know its kind are killers. The tank is rigged with acid. I recommend using it.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
Yeah, if you say so. You die here by my hand. How about that?
Make your peace with the galaxy. The Rachni are a dead race.
No. Stop feeling and think. Even if you disagree with Asari morals, you must see she could be an ally.
Is our kind so frightening? You would seek our silence if you cannot muffle our songs? If you cannot have us as your obedient claws?
No peace. No peace.
That's what it says. Shut up and die.
This time, stay dead.
We will not embrace the great silence.
You get fucking wrecked, bitch. Kill it. What did I do last time? Did I free it? Do you have to kill it here regardless? No peace. No peace. Is that glass bulletproof? That's what he says, doesn't he? No. And they just like go mental, don't they?
On my
You can
way.
save it. Right. Did I save it last time? Oh,
Now it gets fun. That's the last of them.
Nukem.
yeah. I can't play that clip though, right? You do hear from them again in subsequent games. Oh, if you said it doesn't have any effect. I remember the Rachni stuff vaguely. It seems like a big deal.
We need
though,
to hurry, Commander.
choosing to leave
My
them and,
Benezia said she transmitted the Mu relay's coordinates to Saren. He may have already gone through.
We can't follow him. That relay's inside the Terminus systems. They're not fond of Alliance ships over there, or Spectres.
The conduit's on Ilos. That's where Saren's heading. I plan to be waiting when he gets there.
Saren probably has his whole fleet in orbit around Ilos. You will never make it down to the surface without reinforcements. You need to alert the Council. They will assemble a fleet to accompany you. It is our only hope.
Crew dismissed. Joker, alert the Council. Tell them everything.
Aye, aye, Commander.
What are we doing? Report to the Council. I have to go to the fucking place?
I forwarded the mission update to the Citadel, Commander. We got confirmation on those reinforcements. Ambassador Udina wants us to report back to the Citadel. The Council's massing a joint species fleet to deal with Saren and his Geth.
Took them long enough. Back to the Citadel, Joker. I want the Normandy at the head of that fleet.
Yes, ma'am.
Power surge.
Do the thug shaker, Brad.
Good job, Shepard. Thanks to you, the Council's finally taking real action against Saren.
The Ambassador is correct. If Saren is foolish enough to attack the Citadel, as you believe, we will be ready for him.
Patrols are stationed at every mass relay linking Citadel space to the Terminus systems.
You think a blockade's gonna stop him? He's on Ilos looking for the conduit right now. What are you doing about that?
Ilos is only accessible to the Mu relay, deep inside the Terminus systems, Commander. If we send a fleet in there, the only possible outcome is full-scale war.
Now is the time for discretion, Commander. Saren's greatest weapon was secrecy. Exposed, he is no longer a threat. This is over.
If Saren finds the conduit, we're all screwed. We have to go to Ilos.
Ambassador Udina, I get the sense Commander Shepard isn't willing to let this go.
There are serious political implications here, Shepard. Humanity's made great gains thanks to you, but now you're becoming more trouble than you're worth.
You bastard! You're selling us out!
Yes, Ashley.
It's just politics, Commander. You've done your job, now let me do mine. We've locked out all the Normandy's primary systems until further notice you're grounded.
Nobody stabs me in the back, Udina. Nobody.
I think it's time for you and your team to leave, Commander. This no longer concerns you. The Council can handle this, with my help, of course.
We're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. That's for sure.
Commander, I've got a message from Captain Anderson.
What did he want?
Only said to meet him in that club in the wards. Flux.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
Human squad.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Sorry, I had to quickly eat something because I am not eating enough. When I'm hungry, I'm like, I have to eat right now in case it goes away.
ExoGeni officials have announced that their research colony on Feros is being shut down. Difficult living conditions combined with poor yield of viable discoveries made it economically...
Shut up. Is it possible? There's shops, right? Somewhere?
Commander Shepard?
Who the hell's talking to me? You?
Khaleesa been seen in Al-Jalani, Westerland News. Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
I'm not in the mood, Miss Al-Jalani.
People back home have heard a lot of wild stories about you, Commander. I can give you the chance to set the record straight. What do you say?
I don't have time to justify myself to your viewers. I have a galaxy to save. Excuse me.
Your choice, Shepard.
Jesus. Evil.
Presidium technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded recently. Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do.
To the humans only rule.
CSEC is investigating the possible
Shepard just
vandalism.
doesn't know that she's not a human yet, because she thinks this is just an outfit. That's my excuse. Now, is anybody going to answer my fucking question before I have to rip my fucking skin off of my face in front of you and traumatize you all? Find Quarry and Omra at the Merchant Hanar Merchant in the financial district of the Presidium, or Morlem, the Solarian Merchant, in the markets downstairs next to Chora's Den. Okay. How do I get there? Embassies. CSEC. Rapid transport. Do we want wards? Markets. Done. We've arrived at the markets in the wards. This guy. This one. Lying. Why would you lie?
Oh, sure, I can return that for you.
Thanks. Hasn't worked well since I bought it.
Hey, are you refunding?
Is that really? Wow, it's you.
That one. Morland.
Hello there. Welcome to Morland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Let me see what you got.
You will be pleased,
what
I think.
You're packing down
Very
there.
good things I have. You will see.
Medium Armaturian Quarian. This is it, isn't it? The hell have I just bought everything. Nice. While we're here, anything better for you? Equalizer. Matching guns. Okay. Now, where am I trying to go to?
Is that really? Wow, it's you.
Flux.
You should be careful who you say that around.
What?
It's out of my
Who am I talking to? Captain Anderson.
I'm glad you came, Shepard. I heard what happened.
You had to know what was gonna happen. Why didn't you warn me?
I tried.
No side
The
quests.
ambassador wouldn't let me get a message through before you docked. I know you're pissed off right now, but you can't give up. They all think this is over, but we both know it's not. You have to go to Ilos. You have to stop Saren from using the conduit.
There's only one ship that can get me into the Terminus systems undetected, and she's grounded.
Citadel controls locked out all the Normandy's systems, but if we override the ambassador's orders, we can get them to bring the Normandy back online. You can be in the Terminus systems before anyone even knows you're gone.
What's the plan?
I can unlock the Normandy from one of the consoles in the Citadel Control Center. You'll have a few minutes before anyone realizes what happened.
That's a restricted area, patrolled by armed guards. How are you going to get in?
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're in the Normandy when the systems come back online.
There's gotta be a better way.
Ambassador Udina issued the lockdown order. If I can hack into the computer in his office, maybe I can override it.
He's not gonna let you waltz into his office and use his computer.
Hopefully he won't be there. If he is, I'll just have to think of something.
Udina won't let this slide, Captain. You'll be charged with treason, a capital offense.
We don't have a lot of options. I break into the ambassador's computer, or I take my chances with the patrols in Citadel Control.
You'll have a better chance if you go after the ambassador's computer.
I was hoping you'd say that. The ambassador has made this personal. You ready to get the hell off this station, Commander?
Let's do it.
I'll take care of the lockdown. You get down to the Normandy and tell Joker to stand by.
Framing was mental. I'll take care of the lockdown.
Pardon me, soldier. Could I take a moment of your time?
No. No, you cannot. Where do I want to go? Where is the Normandy? Wards? No.
I've told
Close
you
enough.
before, you're not allowed in here. This...
Bring on Mass Effect 2, baby.
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization.
We're gonna kill all the Krogan. If we can. And I believe we can.
My people are wanderers, not military leaders. All this fighting seems strange. It must be more familiar for you, Chief Williams.
Trying to take down a rogue Spectre and his army of synthetics? No, they didn't cover this in BASIC.
We look like a pretty good squad with this armor. We look legit.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Fuck, he's in there. Oh!
Anderson?
It's
What are
him.
you doing here?
Fucking
I didn't send...
Laid him out one punch
Let's
as well.
go.
There.
Get us out of
Fucking
here,
world
Joker.
star,
Now.
Motherfucker, let's go. Alright, where are we going? Ilos.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander, Ms. Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. I don't blame you for blowing her off. She should have made a request through channels. I have PR people doing spin control, a little mimetic engineering, and people will forget about this in a week. Just wanted to let you know what the response was back home. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Okay. I'm gonna save the world from these motherfuckers. And then I will be regaled as a fucking hero.
Twitch Prime.
Let's go. Let's go to space.
Commander? We've got company.
Have their sensors picked us up yet?
Well, stealth systems are engaged. Unless we get close enough for a visual, they won't have any idea we're here.
Picking up some strange readings from the planet's surface.
Take us down, Joker. Lock in on the coordinates.
Negative on that, Commander. The nearest landing zone's 2 clicks away.
We'll never make it in time on foot. Get us something closer.
There is nowhere closer. I've looked.
Drop us in the Mako.
You need at least 100 meters of open terrain to pull off a drop like that. The most I can find near Saren is 20.
20 meters? No way we can make a drop in there.
We have to try.
Find another landing zone.
There is no other landing zone.
I said we can goddamn
The descent
do it.
angle's too steep.
It's our only option.
It's not an option. It's a suicide run. We don't...
I can do it.
Joker?
I can do it.
You can do it.
Gear up and head down to the Mako. Joker, drop us right on top of that bastard.
The Adama maneuver. This is it.
You two, keep moving inside now.
We have to get inside this bunker before Saren finds the conduit. There's no way we're getting past that door with brute force.
Saren found a way to open it. There must be some kind of security override somewhere in this complex.
We'll have
There's
to
just
find
gotta
some
be.
way to get it up and running again.
And we will. We will find a way.
Oh my good god, there's one right bloody here. This thing just turned into an assault rifle with the upgrades. And he's got 12 points to spend as well. Which one is it? This one? No. Oh, it was this one, but then the damage increase goes up now. Damage increase 18%, reduce the charge time on marksman. Oh. We're absolutely fucking pistol and snipe it out of our minds. Pistol and snipe it out of our minds. We're having health. Don't care about the rest. You need to go full pistols. It's a PSG one. Oh my god. Jesus. One behind us somewhere still. It's freaking me out, dude. No curveball. What does it want me to do? Could finish Mass Effect 1 today. You think so? I feel like there's another stream's worth in. I'm ending the stream in like an hour today. And I feel like this is where you find out. Isn't this the bit where you find out the Prothean lore? I might be wrong. I remember it traumatized me because it was like exactly my D&D campaign that I was running at the time. The story existed already. Dude, the sniper build is unreal now. That moon mission was well worth it. Whoever the fuck put me on that, was it Gabe? Yeah, this is the lore dump mission, which I'm desperate for them to fucking do in Cura. They just refuse to be good at the game. Oh my god. Like, yeah, just burn through this dungeon like you've burned through every dungeon so far, and completely skipping all of the side quests and any additional information that you might pick up from it, like you've done every single episode of Cura so far. The party. I think we're gonna fuck it up at the first hurdle and then never recover. Okay. Elos to end is about 2 hour-ish. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably probably. I could force myself to do it today, but I'm too fucked up this week to do it. It's so annoying. It's the most annoying thing ever. Just like being forced to take it easy when you're like, I don't want to. Oh, I gotta take it easy. Quit dying, you bastards. What is that? I can't. What is happening? Am I supposed to be able to get over here or something? What is this? Some extra bullshit? I thought it was one of them shooting the laser. It's just the door. That must be one of them clinging to the wall, firing a laser down. Nope, it's some sorry, Brad. That's actually wallpaper. So. It's actually wallpaper.
This place still has power. It must be running off its own generator.
I bet this is the command center for the entire complex. Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after he went inside. We'll have to figure out how to disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
Make a screenshot of Shep in the squad menu. Do I do it now? As in game, or you just want me to take a picture of her like this and then save it my notepad so that we know what she looks like? But we're gonna have to rebuild her. Okay, it might auto create an abomination. Okay. Gotcha. What does that? Unrivaled power. Unfathomable strength. Good God. I'm supposed to interact with something back there. My shepherd was McNulty from The Wire. I have not seen The Wire, that's hilarious though.
Come on. Saren's already got a head start. We have to go find him before he reaches the conduit.
Unless he's already found it. Then we're just walking into a trap.
That's a chance we'll have to take.
Hold on. Something's happening.
Too late. Unable to... Invading fleets. No escape.
Sounds like some kind of message, but I don't recognize the language.
It's probably in Prothean. This recording must be 50,000 years old. No wonder we can't understand it.
The message is all broken up, but I recognize some of the words. It's a warning against the Reaper invasion.
Incredible! The cipher must have transferred an understanding of the Prothean language into your mind.
Not safe. Seek refuge inside the archives.
What's it saying? Can you make out anything useful?
Fought Reapers. The Citadel. Overwhelmed. Only hope. Act of desperation. The conduit. All is lost.
It said something about the conduit, but it's too degraded to help. We should go.
Cannot be stopped.
It's been so long since I've run a campaign like this, where they go and find a thing. One of my favourite moments in Final Fantasy IX is where you go to that little knowledge room. What the fuck is that place called? It gives you... it's just the lore dump room. The Wire, yeah, I want to watch The Wire. It's been on my list for a long time. I just, you know, I've never got around to it. It's like one of the most highly rated shows ever. But it's also highly, like, some people fucking love it, don't they? And some people are like, it's so overrated and shit, I don't like that. I reckon I probably would enjoy it, though. This is what the game would have been if we had more time room, FF9. Yeah, kinda, I mean... they're just like, eventually they just have to give you a bomb of lore, don't they? I forget what that place is called, but the music in that part of the game is so good. Like Oiliver or something like that? Yeah, dude.
Welcome to part 40 of my walkthrough for Final Fantasy IX, my friends. We are about to step inside Oiliver, and we need to retrieve the Gulu and step through here. This area is actually not bought a diamond sword from the Moogle outside, but then buying it.
That is telling you all the information of the history of the planets and stuff, and gives you the airships.
Now we need to turn on these panels, and we need to turn them on.
And then you go into this fucking face room and they tell you everything. Like, the best minds of Terra's civilization gathered. Then a final resurrection was attempted on the mother continent. Unfortunately, it ended in failure. It was later discovered to have been the catalyst. Subjects were selected. Just lore dump room. I've got one coming up in Cura when they finally get there. Little spoiler for you. A little spoiler info for you. What a long ride, huh? Glad we watched that video. Wait, I'm back here. I've gone the wrong way. Oh, the thing is open now, okay. Yeah. I mean, the thing with Cura is I gave them the option at the beginning of the game, and it would have been two completely different games. They had the option of strength, go west to gather strength, or go east to gather knowledge. They chose knowledge.
I thought Saren
Either
would
way,
have
there
set
would have
some
been a
kind of
lore
trap or
dump
ambush
room.
for us. They must have been in too much of a hurry.
Or we just haven't run into it yet.
because of the way that this game was built. There needs to be a lore dump room, but it's not quite the same. I did it in Fractured Worlds. They had a legitimate lore dump room that was based entirely on oil of that. This is why Gary must go west. No, Gary must go west because the entire campaign was randomized and it just so happened to create
What are all
that
those
story.
things on the wall? Some kind of containers?
They look like stasis pods. The Protheans probably tried to keep themselves alive.
You didn't need to stop speaking. Fucking hell, dude. I'm sneezing so much. I don't know if it's hay fever or if it's just that my body thinks it has the flu. So my body thinks it has the flu right now because it's going through withdrawal.
What's happening?
It's a trap!
Oh,
Saren
fuck.
must have set an ambush.
I don't think Saren's behind this.
This is it, isn't it? This is the lore room. It just triggered me out so badly last time that I remember it. I was sitting here like, you're kidding me. This is literally the fucking storyline to the campaign I've been working on for the last 3 years. I don't know where we are, where we
If
were.
this were simply
in
an
2020.
automated trap,
Must have been
Saren
on
would have
Dying
triggered
Order.
it. What do you think this is?
I'm not putting faith in anybody being on our
2017
side.
was
Not
Dustveil,
anymore.
2018 was Darkfire, 2019 was Dying Order then, maybe? Like must have been 2019 into 2020. That's hilarious. But it was the same fucking story. This thing, Vigil, was like, well, basically, if you open up your notes for Dying Order and the cycles of war for Dustveil and everything that you put into Darkfire about indentured servitude, as well as the themes of and the situation with time and extinct civilizations, and as well in Dying Order you have all of the different technologies and things that are overtaking the world with their magic. That's what the story is for Mass Effect. And I was sat here like, so you're telling me the thing that I thought was original, that was original, because I wrote it without knowing what Mass Effect was, I've never played it before, was created in 2011 or whenever this game came out. Great.
You are not Prothean, but you are not machine either. This eventuality was one of many that was anticipated. This is why we sent our warning through the beacons.
Looks like some kind of VI program. Pretty badly damaged.
I do not sense the taint of indoctrination upon any of you, unlike the other that passed recently. Perhaps there is still hope.
Wait a minute. How come I can understand you? Why aren't you speaking the Prothean language?
I have been monitoring your communications since you arrived at this facility. I have translated my output into a format you will comprehend. My name is Vigil. You are safe here for the moment, but that is likely to change. Soon, nowhere will be safe.
Saren could be at the conduit right now. We have to go.
You seek to end a cycle that has continued for millions of years. To stop it, you must first understand it, or you will make the same mistakes we did. The Citadel is the heart of your civilization and the seat of government, as it was with us, and as it has been with every civilization that came before us. But the Citadel is a trap. The station is actually an enormous mass relay, one that links to dark space, the empty void beyond the galaxy's horizon. When the Citadel relay is activated, the Reapers will pour through, and all you know will be destroyed.
The Reapers can wipe out the Council and the entire Citadel fleet in a single surprise attack.
That was our fate. Our leaders were dead before we even realized we were under attack. The Reapers seized control of the Citadel, and through it, the mass relays. Communication and transportation across our empire were crippled. Each star system was isolated, cut off from the others. Easy prey for the Reaper fleets. Over the next decades, the Reapers systematically obliterated our people. World by world, system by system,
The Conservative
they methodically wiped us out.
The Conservative Party in the UK. Brexit. Is that what they did, Eccentric Song? They let the indoctrinated people go down the road and then they blocked the road because the chosen one needs to come through. That's kind of cool. That's the kind of little tidbits that I want, by the way, while we're playing through this. I've got to go back and finish Dustveil and whatever the second campaign was. Whatever that bullshit was that you did for the second campaign. I gotta go back and watch that fucking crap that you did with fucking Tiger Rider in it. Whatever that fucking bullshit that was. Yeah, fucking shit he tried to pull. The difficult second campaign. What's hard about those is everyone has a different opinion. Some people think Dustveil's the best one, some people think Darkfire's the best one, some people think Dying Order's the best one. I'm telling you. They're all perfect. I can't believe that I did 3 years worth of work and there weren't any plot holes at the end of it. In a D&D campaign. I wasn't writing that thing. There were people rolling dice, there were players making choices, and there was still no fucking plot holes. I didn't fuck up. The only time I fucked up was in Darkfire when I said the wrong year at one point, and then I put the wrong year on my notes, so I spent like half the campaign referencing something that had happened at a different period of time. That was the only thing that was wrong with it. But I clarified it at some point. It was like, every time I've said that has been wrong, and I knew it was deep down in my heart, but I just kept saying it because I was checking my notes while I was doing this thing. It was really annoying. Yeah, none of them are perfect though.
Some of you must have managed to survive.
Through the Citadel, the Reapers had access to all our records, maps, census data. Information is power, and they knew everything about us. Their fleets advanced across every settled region of the galaxy. Some worlds were utterly destroyed. Others were conquered, their populations enslaved. These indoctrinated servants became sleeper agents under Reaper control. Taken in as refugees by other Protheans, they betrayed them to the machines. Within a few centuries, the Reapers had killed or enslaved every Prothean in the galaxy. They were relentless, brutal, and absolutely thorough.
Damn, son. The Reapers are fucking hardcore, dude.
You said you brought me here for a reason. Tell me what I need to do.
The conduit is the key. Before the Reapers attacked, we Protheans were on the cusp of unlocking the mysteries behind mass relay technology.
Always on the cusp of...
Ilos was a top-secret facility. Here, researchers worked to create a small-scale version of a mass relay, one that linked directly to the Citadel, the hub of the relay network.
The conduit's not a weapon. It's a backdoor into the Citadel.
What happened next?
We severed all communication with the outside, and our facility went dark. The personnel retreated underground into these archives. To conserve resources, everyone was put into cryogenic stasis. I was programmed to monitor the facility and wake the staff when the danger had passed. But the genocide of an entire species is a long, slow process. Years passed, decades, centuries. The Reapers persisted, and my energy reserves were dwindling.
You should have fought.
We were a few hundred against a galactic invasion fleet. Our only hope was to remain undetected. I began to disable the life support of non-essential personnel. First support staff, then security. One by one, their pods were shut down to conserve energy. Eventually, only the stasis pods of the top scientists remained active. Even these were in danger of failing when the Reapers finally retreated back through the Citadel relay.
There were hundreds of stasis pods out there. You just shut them down? You killed them?
He couldn't let everyone die. Better to sacrifice some so others could live.
This outcome was not completely unforeseen. My actions were a result of contingency programming entered on my creation.
I bet they didn't tell the non-essential staff about this contingency.
I saved key personnel. When the Reapers retreated, the top researchers were still alive. My actions are the only reason any hope remains. When the researchers woke, they realized the Prothean species was doomed. There were only a dozen individuals left, far too few to sustain a viable population. Yet they vowed to find some way to stop the Reapers from returning. A way to break the cycle forever. And they knew the Keepers were the key.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Aren't they under the influence of the Reapers?
The Keepers are controlled by the Citadel. Before each invasion, a signal is sent through the station compelling the Keepers to activate the Citadel relay. After decades of feverish study, the scientists discovered a way to alter this signal. Using the conduit, they gained access to the Citadel and made the modifications. This time, when Sovereign sent the signal to the Citadel, the Keepers ignored it. The Reapers are trapped in dark space.
Saren can use the conduit to bypass all the Citadel's external defenses.
Correct. And once inside, he can transfer control of the station to Sovereign. Sovereign will override the Citadel systems and manually open the relay. And the cycle of extinction will begin again.
I'll take Sovereign
There
down.
it was. That was the line.
Somehow.
There's a data file in my console. Take a copy when you go.
3 years of your life?
When you reach the Citadel's master control unit, upload it to the station. It will corrupt the Citadel's security protocols and give you temporary control of the station. It might give you a chance against Sovereign.
Wait, where's the Citadel's master control unit? I've never heard of anything like that.
Through the conduit, follow Saren. He will lead you to your destination.
Agree.
Saren's got enough of a head start. Grab that data file and let's go.
The one you call Saren has not reached the conduit. Not yet. There is still hope if you hurry.
We've got Girl Squad as well, haven't we? I just realised. Motherfuckers. Yeah, it's pretty similar, but it's not really that similar.
It's tragic. For all their great achievements,
Just still,
the Protheans
you're
lost
like trying to do
everything,
cycles of
just like my
extinction
people. Even their last plan
in the
failed.
stories.
We
But
can get there in time.
Kind
Their
of.
plan only fails if we do. And I've come too far to watch Saren win.
the thing with Dustvale is, it's funny because Dustvale, Darkfire, Dying Order, they have the 3 D&D campaigns that I ran that are linked. They're in the same setting and they're set 1,000 years apart. With Darkfire being a prequel to Dustvale and Dying Order being a spiritual successor, a successor to Dustvale, right? It's annoying, man, because Dustvale is rudimentary DMing from me because I was still a baby DM. I didn't have a lot of experience at that point. It's the first thing I ran for Table Story. It's the first thing I ran like for myself. And so it's just like, to me it seems kind of basic now. But I was trying to do this thing where they were given 3 distinct paths that they could travel. And it's very Star Wars. You could join the Rebels, you could join the Empire, or you could remain neutral and do your own thing. And that was born of the fact that the last campaign I ran, Storm King's Thunder, I really wanted the players to be good, and I was presenting them with like lots of options to be good, but they were being really kind of chaotic neutral, and they were like robbing people, and they were like killing NPCs and murder hoboing and shit. And it was really went against what I was trying to present them with in Storm King's Thunder, which is a module, so it's not my story. Even though I kind of did my own thing. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to become that DM from that fucking thing. The next thing I run, I'm going to give them options. They can join the bad guys. You could become one of the... You can work for the Empire and move through this campaign in such a way that you progress the bad guys. Or you can move through the campaign and join the Rebel Alliance. There was a little Rebel Alliance that were working against everything going on. They encounter both of these sides quite early on. Or you could just move through it in a neutral way. Predominantly they move through it in a neutral way, but I also had it reflect in this like thing where they could kind of, based on which god they followed. And they move through the whole campaign. It ends in a very sort of ambiguous way for a lot of the characters and a lot of the story and what's going on and things. Overall though, it was a pretty consolidated piece of work. The theme of it, this is the first time I'd introduced a theme of my own that was quietly permeating through everything in the entire thing, was sort of cycles of war. You know, no matter what we do, we trend towards war as humanity, and this world does it as well, right? So it's going through these different little cycles of war, and there are some creatures that exist in this world that are sort of like man-made elves that live very long, and they have been installed throughout the world in all of the major governments, with the intention being that they stave off an extinction level event, right? And that's what's secretly going on in Dustfell, but you pretty much never get to find that out because the characters don't really encounter it until the very, very end, and the bad guy doesn't really get to explain it that well. So you have to piece it together with little bits of information that you're given towards the end. And then, so, you know, like, and that was a very D&D campaign. The way they moved through the campaign was very much focused on that small group. They don't have an enormous impact on the greater story of L'Kryn. They have some of an impact. They have enough of an impact on Dustvale itself to stop one of those things. That there's a defunct one called Solomon that, you know, they stop him from becoming all-powerful and from really... He would have adjusted the course of the future by wiping out all of those other creatures, the other elf things that were in every government. He was going to kill them all and become the singular only thing that... He was going to kind of become a world emperor. But they stop him from doing that, but they don't kill him. So then we go to Darkfire, which is set 1,000 years before Dustvale, and is localized to a single continent. And it was supposed to be a trip around that entire continent where you collect these different masks, and each of the masks have powers. And the story for that one was the theme for that was indentured servitude of some sort. Each of the characters comes from some sort of background of servitude. You have a warlock, immediately just an indentured servitude creature. You have a robot, basically, who becomes sentient and is no longer just a serving droid. You have a person who was in a cult, who is free of that cult. And then, so these 4 characters are free of their indentured servitude, and they immediately become indentured to another being who is a benevolent being. But this being is like, you have to work for me because you're the only people that can save the world right now. Which is the first time I did that, realized how effective it was to just keep them on my adventure. It's one of the best ways to just chain a party to your story. For an open world sandboxy campaign, it doesn't matter, but when you're running a show on Table Story and you're trying to keep it to 30 episodes, you have to make sure that they fucking stay on task, and it's impossible to get streamers with ADHD to fucking do anything you want without literally going, you're branded and you're chained and you have to do this thing. But it became a theme in the show, and the villain in the show, the big villain, is a thing that is sitting outside of time in a prison. but there are people that are working to free it. There's a cult that's trying to free this thing. But the story is like, you know, when is indentured servitude okay? Is it ever okay? Is forcing someone to do good a good thing? You know, you're forcing them to do it. And there are all of these themes coming up through each of the characters as they go through the story. But the show ended up being predominantly not a great big journey. They kind of went to a big city and they worked from that city and uncovered everything from the city, and then they went back to stop everyone from doing what they were doing. And it's funny because I was a better DM by that point, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to. As a roadmap for the campaign, it completely went wrong. Like it just did not go the way I wanted it to at all. I enjoyed it and I was happy with the show, but it wasn't what I had planned. The story remained roughly the same, but what I had envisioned at the beginning and what I had roadmapped out was very different. So it's really interesting to sort of see. And then we come to Dying Order, which now is set 1,000 years after Dustveil, which was designed entirely to wrap up this trilogy, and reveals that there is a much greater game at hand. That cycle of extinction always happens, the world continues to end, but there is this being that is basically God, which is supposed to... It's kind of supposed to let the world end and is supposed to hand over the reins of being God. God is not supposed to be in power forever because power corrupts, which was the theme of this one. That power in any form in that show, whenever somebody mentioned anything to do with power, or whenever they became too powerful, or whenever something was becoming too powerful, I would immediately bring in an additional thing of corruption in some way. Sometimes it was mechanical, sometimes it was, you know, like a surreptitious story element. And I love the idea that God has a stat block. And if God has a stat block, then God has HP, and if God has HP, he's got a whiz score and he's fallible, you know what I mean? So this one particular God is like, you know what, I don't want to hand over the reins, I want to stay God forever, and then immediately becomes corrupted by his own power, and that in turn corrupts the balance of all things because you've fucked with the balance of nature as it's supposed to be for this thing. And that one, I got my story out. I had two storylines running side by side with two groups. There was a group that were known as the Inquisitors, and they were trying to figure out what was going on, and they predominantly were working on the precursor. They were untangling stuff that happened before the campaign began, and then you have the main characters who were thrust into what was essentially like a record of Ragnarok contest that the gods throw. The gods throw this contest between the gods and some mortals. If the mortals win, the gods give them more time. If they lose, the extinction level event happens. And it's funny because, again, I was a much better DM by this point, but man, did I not know how to DM for these girls. I had 4 girls in the party, which has no bearing on what I'm saying, but I said I didn't know how to DM for these girls. I spent half the campaign just trying to figure out how to run the game they want. I felt like I couldn't figure out what they wanted to do for half of the campaign, and it was a struggle to try and... It felt like they were enjoying themselves, but it felt like I could do better for them. KPP's sheet literally was cursed. But not just that, it just felt like I wasn't in synergy with them. I wasn't on their wavelength. I was trying... I spend a lot of time at the beginning of campaigns feeling out players and just seeing where they want to go and what they're enjoying. Are they enjoying combat? Are they enjoying puzzles? Are they enjoying RP? Are they enjoying dungeons? Are they enjoying more of a sandbox approach? Do they want to do travel? Do they not want to do you know, it's just all these little things I'm calculating, and I only get 3-4 hours at this point, 3 hours I think it was, a week to try and figure that out. And then I've got to prep something else, which is again another session, which is part of a larger adventure, which is, you know, part of a larger story with all these thematic things. I have stuff that I need to get told. I had a separate B story going along with the B team. It took me a long time to figure out what they wanted, and eventually I did. I got there eventually, and the answer was actually puzzles. I think they enjoyed puzzles a lot more, and it's very obvious to me now when I look back at it and look at who my players were, and the games that they played and stuff. If you go and watch PB, KPP, and Disby's streams, they spend a lot of time playing like puzzle-based games, and they're smart people, so they're very good at like unlocking those puzzles. But they play horror games and like sci-fi horror games and shit, so it's less about the crunchy mechanics, and it's more about, you know, just putting something in front of them that they can, like a Rubik's Cube, and just leave them with it, and they gain a lot more enjoyment from that. Pocket, I think, was a lot more interested in the combat side of things, but there was always going to be a lot of combat because it was very much a fight to save the end of the world. But Pocket's the same way. Again, another insanely intelligent person. So just put a Rubik's Cube in front of her. But also, I think Pocket likes the number crunching, min-maxing a fucking rogue approach to things as well. So you've got to know your players and stuff. And eventually I hit that, and you'll notice if you watch Dying Order that eventually they get a puzzle almost every week for the final parts. And then, you know, the end is very much me getting a little meta with it, and changing the system and things like that, just to really sell that ending. Because it was important to me personally that ended well, because it was 3 years of my life. I know they were like, you know, this is our campaign, but a little bit of me was like, this is 3 years of my life that I've sunk into this setting. And it's important to me that I land this the way that I want. I mean, they had a huge impact on the ending in actuality. You know, the ending to Dying Order is, I think, one of my favorite endings to anything we've ever run on Table Story, and it wasn't a thing I planned at all. I had a lot of different ways they could have possibly ended it, but I'm really happy with how it came out. But I fucking put all this effort into these things. I figured it out. I got all this stuff done. I was like really happy with this like extinction cycle, the way war constantly comes up and all this stuff. And then I fucking sat down and played Mass Effect, and it was the same story. I spent 3 years of my life thinking I was so smart and cool for coming up with Mass Effect 1. I was so happy with myself. I had made Mass Effect 1 with better gameplay. Attack on Titan, yeah. Ultimately, it's not. I mean, if you take the greater themes of the Lacrin trilogy, it's actually in a lot of stuff. It's you know, it's not that original. You have to look at the specifics and the details of how I decided to tell the same story that's been told several times before. I feel like we played something else as well that was the same story, and I was like, oh, did it again. Alan Wake 2, when PB finally gets round to... Oh god, the controls on this game are fucking horrendous. When PB plays Alan Wake 2 DLC, I'm going to fucking piss myself. Is that it? Do I even want to click this? Is this the moment? With Lacrin, I'm sure it'll be good to see something new again. Yeah, I mean, technically, I transitioned from Storm King's Thunder to Dustveil on Lacrin. Did I do the exact same conversation the last time I played this? The cycle continues. But yeah, I guess in terms of homebrew, yeah. The thing is, I haven't had to create a setting in fucking 3 years. Yeah. Right? All I've been doing is expanding on a setting more and more and more. Like just going fucking macro, right? Because we always talk about the view order of my D&D games. Sometimes I think I need a haircut, and then I just look at myself 4 years ago. If you go from the thing from the Acolyte, they introduced that new species in Star Wars. In the sequel trilogy, and it's there's a little creature in it, and Liam sent me a picture and was like, "Oh, you're in the Acolyte." This isn't a spoiler. It's not. It doesn't mean anything. I would never spoil the Acolyte for you, even though the internet spoiled it. This is the exact picture that Liam sent me. It actually looks exactly like Chris Kipling. He looked more disheveled back then. Well, I was exhausted back then. I was fucking dying. I was recovering from a severe bout of burnout, and COVID was happening. And also, the more I shave, the younger I look. If I shave this off and give myself like a proper just a haircut, I'm 14. And I had a thick beard and a lot of hair then, so it does make me look older. But I cut my beard much shorter than I used to now. I don't really let it grow anymore. It's not really any reason. I don't know why that is the case. It's just that it is. You can see more of my jawline and shit, and it just, yeah. I mean, in reality, if you actually stood 4 years ago me next to me now and just sat me there, you'd realise that I actually do look older. I've got bags under my eyes, I'm getting fat and wrinkly. It's not great. But I was knackered then. I remember being just exhausted. I think 2018 was worse. 2018 was a really, really... When I was running Darkfire, I remember just...
There! The conduit! It's incredible.
Can't believe that I managed to finish.
We don't
that
have
campaign.
time to admire the view. We have to get through that relay, and these Geth aren't gonna make it easy on us.
Uh-oh. Now this is the Geth, right? But that is the Saren ship. Surely the Citadel has so many people on there to fight back. Oh, they are. Yeah, there they are. All of those Alliance ships.
Activate the defenses. Seal the station. The arms aren't moving. Systems not responding.
Oh,
Abandon the Citadel. Evacuate the Council. Citadel Control. Citadel Control. Do you copy?
Shit. Right, the conduit's closing. 30 seconds. You don't even look 1% fat. No, I know, but you're just gonna have to trust me. I'm not saying I'm fat. I'm saying I'm
Things
fatter.
are gonna get a little rough.
I've got a little ring around my belly. My skin's all loose around my neck and it feels weird. Not like, again, I'm not saying I'm dying or, you know, absolutely grotesque. I'm just saying age is kicking in. I think I look pretty good for 38.
Critical failures detected
Considering
across all monitored
sometimes
systems.
I see other people that are 38 and I'm
Please
like, what
begin
the fuck? They
emergency
look haggard.
evacuation procedures.
And this is me not trying, dude. If I fucking... I put some effort in, scrub up a little bit, I reckon I could... If I get in the gym for half a year, keep the youth. It's annoying, really. I wish I was more vain. Because if I was more vain, I could be like a complete. I could be bowling around like I was. They're gonna.
Critical failures detected across all monitored systems.
Oh Jesus, they are.
Critical failures detected across all monitored systems. Please begin emergency evacuation.
My problem is that my brain doesn't work, so I can't offset. I spend so much time trying to just get my brain back to baseline. I just don't have enough energy to do other things like fucking go to a gym or something. It's not like I don't have the ability to, but I'm so fucked up mentally now. It is like, it's a bit like being just disabled.
The Citadel's closing! They're sealing the station!
Do I sort of have a disability?
Don't let the enemy ships inside the arms!
Fucking cool looking ship, weird brutalist Normandy. They're in this. It's so fucking cool. Look at that. They probably cooked with this game, didn't they? Cinematic, brought in actors and shit. Didn't really leave it to chance, did they? Go, baby.
Saren's locked the elevator. Suit up. We're going outside.
Games don't hit like this anymore. I think some of them do. Last year was good for games. Everything Remedy does is unbelievable to me. But you're right, there aren't as many of them. Then again, how many Mass Effects are there? Really? Of all the games, I've played so many games now over the years of doing this as a job. And really only a handful of them have like properly blown me away. This being one of them. This series being one of them. Really there aren't that many amazing beyond like fucking Oscar level. Not a fan of new Remedy games. I'm not even reading the rest of that. He's just permanently banned. I'm not even reading the rest of that message. Let me unban him. He said, not a fan of new Remedy games. My two favourite games were released within the last decade. The Age of Decadence, don't know what that is, and The Life of Suffering of Sir Brante. Okay, I mean, he's just chatting shit now, so. I'm not a fan of Remedy games, but there's two. I'm gonna make up two games right now that no one's ever heard of or played, which means they are shit. Get the fuck out of here, eccentric song, you fucking. Trying so hard to be fucking hipster. Trying so hard. To be the most interesting, and unique person in the chat room that you've ever met in your entire life. Grow up, dude. Just play COD and shut the fuck up. Just admit that you like PUBG. Fuck, dude. Embarrassing, bro. Who are you? Fucking Plumrug, dude. The Plumrug effect. Lying. Try hard. People that try so hard with their... I'm actually joking, Eccentric Song, but people that actually do try so hard with their personality, you know? You ever meet those people and they're like clearly... Their personality is like hand fabricated. People that aren't a fan of Remedy games, I know that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. If you play a Remedy game and you don't enjoy it, then I know for a fact that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's not a taste thing either. It's just you do not know what the fuck you're talking about. You are full of shit, and I won't speak to you anymore. You know, one of those people that tries to talk to you about science, and then you realize halfway through that they're just chatting shit. You're like, oh, this guy's full of shit. Oh, this guy's full of shit. Like everything he's saying sounded so convincingly like he knew what he was talking about, but actually, I think this guy might be full of shit. That's people who don't like. That's people who don't like Remedy games. I love Max Payne 1 to 3, see? Doesn't know what he's talking about. Haven't played the new ones. See you later, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You'll be lucky if you make it out of here with your life. Eccentric Soul. I don't mean banned. I mean, I'm gonna fucking find where you live. Where do you think I'm going right now? I'm coming to get you, you fucking bitch. I'm gonna come to wherever the fuck you are. I'll spend the rest of my life. And I'm gonna find you, and you're gonna get back of the hand. You piece of shit, dude. Max Payne 3 isn't a Remedy game. Ooh. It's happening. Guys. I'm getting angry again. I'm getting angry again. When people come in here and say shit, you have the wrong opinion. You don't have the right to an opinion about Remedy. Remedy is science. Remedy games being great. If you don't agree with that, you're a flat earther. You're like the flat earther of gaming. Oof. This doesn't even look like I'm spinning my arm around. It just looks like I'm doing this. Look at that. That's so weird. This is facts, though. If you don't like the Remedy games, you're a flat earther. You're the flat earthers of gaming. Well, it's my opinion. No. Because science. That doesn't work on science. And I'm getting angry again. I won't have it. I won't have it. I won't have you say these things and get away and just be able to carry on walking around out there without punishment. Why can't you disengage?
I'm a little busy here.
What the fuck are you talking about? What if I had to Google a Remedy? That just means you haven't played one. But if you say you don't like them, then I know you're full of shit and I have no interest in talking to you about video games. the end of it. Just check something here. I thought Tali wasn't using her pistol. And I was about to get even more angry than I already was. I expect an apology from Eccentric Song written, a handwritten apology delivered to my office. They're chewing up with this sniper rifle build though. Oh, well, I pushed forward a bit too much, guys. Let's fall back. Just relax. Let's not go crazy. This bit epic as fuck, didn't they? Are we sideways as well? That's fucking cool. We're like running literally vertically upwards, right? God, it's my favorite thing. They only do it in The Expanse, and I think they do it once in Battlestar. I think that the most annoying thing in the world in sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek, where everything warps in and it's upright. Because it wouldn't. It would all be warping in at weird angles. And whenever they do that in anything, they use any different, you know, appropriation of gravity. Jesus fucking Christ, it's Krogans. Anything but the fucking Krog. Get out of my fucking way. God damn it. Ooh. I think this motherfucker is still here somewhere. Kill him! Shoot her! Shoot her! Bullets would fly with, in zero gravity, bullets would fly with Fortnite accuracy, wouldn't they? There would be no bullet drop. I know we're not in zero G. Are we? I don't know if we are. I don't know if we've got mag boots on or something. Oh Jesus, we're gonna do this. Surely not. Hell yeah, dude. You see that shit? We're popping. Call me Grandpa Poppin' because we're popping off. We are in zero G, yeah. Go all the way. Yeah, baby. Oh, I've got to time it. Sounds in space, yeah. I saw a lot of people getting pissed off at the Acolyte having fire in space the other day, but I feel like if an oxygen thing, because it was an oxygen pipe, was pushing, exploded and there was oxygen pushing out into space, there would be fire, right? Because it would still be on fire until it, for a moment. understand why people are getting like pissed off about that. Also, there's always been fire in space in Star Wars. If you go and watch any of the movies, they all blow up and explode and they're on fire and the Imperial destroyers like crash to the ground, don't they? There's, for some reason, there's gravity in space in Star Wars, which is hilarious. Next thing you know, they have wood in space. Oh, dude. It's the real reason Wack won't do Zero Blue Orion 2. He will never run a sci-fi again. You all traumatized him so much with your dog shit fucking bullshit bully comments. The whole relativity thing was pretty bad, to be fair. You mean Wack's interpretation or just how annoying everyone was about it? It was an anime, you know? First thing to remember is that Zero Blue Orion was an anime. It was supposed to be very light. Both. Oh wow, here he is, one of them. One of the people. Where they are. There they are. One of them's in the fucking chat. Scum. Every single one. Anyone that fucking leaves comments like that, dead to me. Fully dead to me. Who the fuck are you guys shooting at? He fucked it up and fans overreacted. I don't know why you care. Who cares? Still, all these years later, this is why we can't have Zero Blue Orion. This is why we can't have nice things. All we want is a Zero Blue Orion 2, but now we can't have it because of people like this. I loved Zero Blue. No, I bet you can say you liked it, because if you loved it, you wouldn't say anything. Is this on the easiest setting? No, I've just leveled up snipers so much. I've got this incredible sniper build that I'm just like so happy with. I've got this fucking
make it in time,
assault rifle, sniper rifle now. Unbelievable. Can I get into the menu? No. Wack is sitting there. He just smashed a hole through his fucking desk. I like to think the reason I care more now is because fans also invest their money in things they like. I just lost 3k because your show sucked. I don't know what that means. I feel guilt for Wack not enjoying ZBI. In my defense, it was the first Twitch stream I ever watched, but it did get me to discover a simple way to handle altitude on a hex grid. Oh god, the Soren Lin comment will go down in history as the absolute worst comment ever. Even though there have been obviously far worse and more directly hateful comments and stuff, it was the Soren Lin comment, which was the baseball bat that broke the camel's back, I think. And will go down as just the most... It was the nuke of comments that forever solidified the YouTube comments meme that I think is in every D&D show that we run now, or like every show that we run now, where at some point we will make a comment that's like, well, someone's going to give it to us in the YouTube comments. And it was Soren Lin was the one. If we saw a battlefield of commenters leading the charge on the dogshit commenters, is Soren Lin in like a paladin's armor with a fucking glowing sword, a flaming sword, with that comment, you know. The best ones are the ones that come in now as well. We still get them. I'll get a comment on like fucking Storm King's Thunder, which I ran in 2016, and it'll be like,
Actually, dodge does let you get, dodge action can be taken as an action. At Bradwoto, just so you know.
And the thing is, I know that the thing with it is, and that whole argument, I know that deep down people are just trying to be helpful. People are just trying to be helpful. Some people are on spectrum and they don't always know that it's, you know, socially maybe rude or, you know, something like that. And people don't always want to be corrected and stuff. And I think this is a trouble that people who are autistic on spectrum, Asperger's, something like that, will run into quite a lot, in that from the perspective of that person, they just hear something that you've done wrong and they go, oh, it's not 35, it's just 30. You just calculated it wrong. And that's it. They're not trying to, there's no opinion in there. There's no feeling. It's just, let me help you with the correct answer. But the way it comes across is so condescending. And sometimes it is just completely unnecessary. And sometimes you just don't want to be corrected. And sometimes it's not the point of the show or something like that. And so you get these two kind of processes that collide awkwardly. And I think that it happens a lot with D&D content, TTRPG content, because there's inherently a problem in the game itself, in that, you know, quite a lot of the time it's half a mechanical board game and half, you know, like a bunch of people doing poor acting and just role playing and stuff like that. And so you will get people who are role playing as more intelligent characters but don't actually have the brain power to do it, like me. When I played Blake in Gone, he's a geologist, and I would have to research geology stuff to be able to try and to talk as he does and understand the way that he thinks. He would be able to calculate the trajectory of a fucking person flying through space, getting ejected out of the side of the thing, or what would happen if you had zero gravity and the effect that would have on different materials. I have no idea. That entire argument that happened on ZBO, I didn't even... Whack was light years ahead of me. I couldn't even vaguely I have no idea. I don't know anything about physics. I can't even do basic maths. It has scared me so badly that I can't run sci-fi now. I can't run sci-fi because my rejection sensitive dysphoria won't be able to handle people telling me that I was wrong every single week. I can't. I hate it as it is, and I've gotten really good at it. Over the years, you grow a thicker and thicker skin on the internet, but my God, I wouldn't be able to handle it. And it's just so scary because you get people who actually understand that sort of stuff correcting you constantly. Now, some people are doing it in an arsehole way. Some people are doing it just because they're maybe autistic on spectrum, something like that. And they're just being helpful. Some people are just being helpful and then they realize and they're like, oh, yeah, you didn't want help. And that's just where we are. You know, that's just how it is. Just things trying to, you know, it's the internet. It's a lot of people, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different things going on. But my God. The ZBO quantum physics conversation that almost killed... I think it did a lot to kill Whack's motivation to even run the show. Absolutely fucking brutal. Now, Rota I did only because I know Star Wars well enough, but I was still very scared going into that. And I know that I don't need to know quantum relativity because Star Wars has gravity in space. When spaceships crash in the middle of completely nowhere near a gravitational pull or force of any kind, they will still fall downwards on fire. So I knew that every time fucking someone would come in I'd just go, oh, but yeah, this is Star Wars though, so. In the Star Wars setting, there's gravity in space. And oxygen, so. So shut up. But you probably noticed that I generally, the good thing about Star Wars is it gave me all of the info I needed for things like how fast your stuff was moving, and then I didn't do anything else. I didn't do any calculations. There wasn't that many dogfights in space, and they tell you the speed your ship's going anyway, so you don't actually need to know the actual like speed the ship is moving at, because you're just moving at speed 1 or speed 3 or whatever. But even that was difficult for me though. I really struggled with the mechanics of the Star Wars stuff, because it's 2 games. The first game is the ground side stuff where your characters have a lightsaber or a blaster or something, and then there's a completely separate game which it's similar but they are different, where you have to do ships and starship battles, dogfights, and even larger scale ship battles and things. And it was really scary and really difficult for me to do. It is so hard. Like Wax says, no one has any idea how difficult it is to run a table story show before mechanics are involved. Before even mechanics are involved. And it is literally, while GMing a table story show, you're taking the most difficult exam you've ever taken in your life. And people are judging you like you're on the fucking X Factor. There are judges sitting in front of you, judging your fucking story, your acting, your ability to calculate, you know, basic math or fucking full-blown geometric fucking speeds and rates of fucking stuff. And it's very easy to sit there and you go, okay, you're going at 100 miles an hour, and then someone in chat goes, well, actually you'd be going at 110 miles an hour, because they only had to think of the calculation, whereas you had to role play through something that was happening while you're secretly clicking on a PDF and reading through a PDF, and also running a music, clicking a thing for some music. You're also checking that the fucking OBS is on the right scene, and that the Roll20 is being captured, and you have to move the Roll20 window over, but also you want to open the character sheet in your own Roll20, which isn't the one that's on screen for the thing. It's fucking mental, dude. And then someone is like, it's actually going at 108 miles an hour, and you're like, but again, people don't know that, and sometimes some of it is our own bullshit. I don't think, you know, some of it is just, you gotta let it go, you know, just let people comment, let people enjoy the show how they want to enjoy it. If the way that they're enjoying the show is calculating it correctly and commenting that, fine. Now, if they're being brutish about it and just like atting you or something like that constantly or something, then it's kind of annoying. But you've got to not take it personally, and it's very hard to do sometimes. It's very hard not to take things personally, and I say that as someone who is in here every day completely fucking losing my mind over little comments. But generally, I'm hamming it up. Sometimes I'm not, but you know, generally speaking, I am. And you get better at doing that as the years go on. But I still get very scared of running certain settings and running certain things, and ZBO really taught me that there was a point where I was going to run something that was a bit like, it was a bit more hard sci-fi, because I just thought it would be fun. I knew I wouldn't be able to calculate any of the actual quantum fucking physics of it, and then I played in ZBO, which was supposed to be an anime. I've never watched an anime that was supposed to be generally light-hearted. There are obviously hardcore anime that have science in them and that's correct, or as close to it. They try to make it correct. But ZBO was, I don't think it was ever intended to be that. Lancer's very crunchy as a system as well, which didn't help, because we couldn't help but get crunchy with it, because you just have to because of the setting or the system. And it just made for a fucking horrible mess. And it's a shame, because the overall story of ZBO is incredible. It was really fun. It was really fun to play, even though I know Wax struggled with some of the elements and sort of fell out of love with Lancer, and kind of got frustrated with some of the people commenting every week about the actual scientific answers to how fast the ship would be going and whether you can fucking slow down and all that kind of stuff. I think ultimately he actually, as much as, and I know how this feels because I have it with some of my shows as well, where you feel like it was just so shit and you have a bad taste in your mouth about it a little bit, but actually he produced a really great show and everyone fucking loves it, but it's very hard for his brain to pass to sort of separate the two things. It's why I've always said to Wack, if he's going to do a ZBO2, he should just, it has to not be Lancer. I would even go so far as to just not even make it a mech show, just set it on one planet and have them on the, have the characters not be in mechs. Or if they do have mechs, have it be, find a system where there is no fucking science involved at all and just it's not crunchy. Like the systems that, what was that superhero system that you ran? What is that called? You based the Harry Potter system off of it. That type of a system where everything is very simplistic and then from that you extrapolate what's happening in every scene. Masks, yeah. But that's called something though. Masks is a type of system, isn't it? APOC world, Apocalypse world? Yeah, that. I would do something like that with it. And then never ever mention anything about speed in space. I know some of you are waiting for me to click a button in Mass Effect and I went off on a tangent there, but there's a lot of conversation around that side of these shows and these games and what it's like to be a commenter versus a player versus a GM versus a GM that's running a show. The music's perfect for this conversation in my head though. I had a YouTube commenter on an early episode of Gatewalkers tell me the players are incredible, but I'm the worst GM ever for not reading the Pathfinder rulebook and learning the world's 600-page rulebook. I know. Okay. It's one of the reasons that that I've never wanted to run my internet. I could be in trouble here. It could be my internet. Now I'm scared to click play because if it just crashes halfway through this. But yeah, I get scared of those big, it's why I was scared of Star Wars, because taking on Star Wars, I don't know enough about Star Wars. My Star Wars knowledge is pretty good, but these people that know absolutely everything, it's like their special interest and have absolutely zero social skills. And they are not trying to guard how they speak, and they just go in and they're just like, you're the worst GM ever. Like, this is unbelievable how bad you are. You're not doing this accurately to the rules. And they don't see everything else happening. They don't see the role play. They don't see the story that you've presented. They don't see the way that you're guiding the players through a particular adventure. They don't hear the music and the sound effects. They don't see any of that stuff. They just see you doing the mechanics of a system that they know really, really well wrong. And I know how that feels. I've watched loads of D&D games where the GM would say, you know, this is, you know, oh, frightened means that you have to run away or something like that. And they'll get it wrong. And you sit there and you're like, oh, they got that wrong. That's actually not what it means. That's as far as my brain goes with it though. Unless someone asked me directly, or if they say something like, hey chat, if it's live, do you know the answer to this thing? I would never, you know. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, some people are drawn to a lot of people who like those crunchy, mechanical, rules-heavy systems, which Pathfinder can be if you want it to be, and it is compared to, I think, 5e for sure. The type of person who's drawn to that is the type of person who is drawn to reading the 600-page rulebook and making sure that they've like fucking remembered it, they memorize it, which is just It's just not really how we run things on Table Story, I think. You know, sometimes it can be fun, but yeah. Did anyone ever find out why Orcish doesn't ever Google the things when I ask him to Google them on Cura yet? Okay, let's get on with the game now before I fucking pass out. Saren just appeared. Sorry that took forever. I'm actually glad that we spoke about it because I think that the stream was gonna crash.
Had to wipe out a few hundred of your followers along the way. Sorry if I kept you waiting.
You've lost. You know that, don't you? In a few minutes, Sovereign will have full control of all the Citadel systems. The relay
He's
will
back
open.
on his fucking Green
the
Goblin
Reapers
glider.
will return.
I'm heading to that master control panel and you can't stop me.
You survived our encounter on Vermeer, but I've changed since then. Improved. Sovereign has upgraded me.
I'm better. I am better.
Fancy hardware's not gonna save you.
You don't understand, Shepard. There is a place for organics in the New Order. The Reapers need men and women of action. People like us. Sovereign recognizes your value. You've impressed it. Surrender to the Reapers, and you will be spared. Join us, and we can find a place for you.
No more stalling, Saren. Let's finish this.
I smell trouble.
Lost shields.
Oh god, I'm almost dead. Ah, damn. I thought I was gonna do him. I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna fucking try and do him in one. If I could have just fucking... Imagine I'd slaughtered him. Alright, hang on. I won't try it again. There it is, God damn it, Tali, get out of the goddamn way. He's fucking me up. Fucking Green Goblin. Spider-Man! We meet again, Spider-Man. It's the Iron Man shot. Done. Oh, come on. He's got to be done. Fuck. Shield charge. What's happening? Come on, Iron Man. Why can't I do my assassin shot? Yes, baby. Yeah, Belisarius is old school, by the way. Oh yeah, this happens to him. He gets literally killed by his own glider. Not really, but the same way. Yeah, bitch. Get dropped. Absolutely decimated. Oh, the Geth I've got on that thing. Is this the end of the game? Do I have to continue? How long until the end of the game?
Vigil's data file worked. I've got control of all systems.
Quick! Open the station's arms!
Jesus.
Maybe the fleet can take Sovereign down before he regains
Ashley.
control
Why
of the
are you
station.
Screaming at me.
See if you can open a communications channel.
The Destiny Ascension
Attention! Main drives offline. Kinetic barriers down 40%. The council is on board.
I stopped and did 2 full-blown
Normandy to the Citadel. Normandy to the Citadel.
Conversations.
Please tell me that's you, Commander.
You were expecting someone else?
We caught that distress call, Commander. I'm sitting here in the Endura sector with the
Still did it
entire
in less than
Arcturus
2 hours.
fleet.
Who was it?
We
who
can
said
save
that
the
was 2
Ascension.
hours?
Just unlock the relays
like an
around
hour.
the Citadel and we'll send the cavalry in.
You can't sacrifice human lives to save the Council. What have they ever done for us?
This is bigger than humanity. Sovereign's a threat to every organic species in the galaxy.
Exactly. We can't throw away reinforcements trying to save the Council. We have to hold them back until Sovereign's exposed.
What's the order, Commander? Come in now to save the Ascension, or hold back?
Let the council die.
Hold off, Joker. We're not sacrificing human lives to save the Council. Keep our ships back until they can get a shot at Sovereign.
Let the Council die to save the galaxy. A tough decision. I hope you made the right choice.
All Alliance ships, hold formation. Wait for a shot at Sovereign. Nothing else matters. I repeat, nothing else matters.
And nothing else matters. Surely
Commander,
we
we're
wrecked
picking
the
up
Geth.
reinforcements. It's the Alliance. Open a comm channel. This is the Ascension.
This isn't
we're
the
taking
Reapers.
heavy
This is the
damage.
Geth, right?
Guardian
We fuck 'em
defenses
up.
are over. Kinetic barriers are offline. Commander, they closed the channel.
Yes. The council will be replaced by humans. Humans will rule this galaxy. And all galaxies. We shall become the new Reapers. We shall be the arbiters of life and death.
Make sure he's dead.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's dead.
Fair play though, they need to do that in shows and stuff more, don't they?
Wait, well, is that?
Round 2. Fight. Oh my god. Shadow Jesus.
I am sovereign, and this station is mine.
You ain't shit. Oh god, this is so annoying already. It might be better to do this with the pistol, because at least then I have the burn rounds in, or whatever they are. Oh god, there's these guys here too. terrified that it's going to load me back into the game like before the previous fight. Where's that fucking shield bullshit? Is that timed or just... This has always happened. Did I fuck up?
Sovereign's too strong! We have to pull back!
Negative. This is our only chance. Take that monster down no matter what the cost.
Oh, no, we're still going. Okay. One of these... Oh, it's just back up, okay. Behind me, isn't he? Why is this gun not regenerating? Come on. Come on. That was pretty brutal, to be honest. Shoot the ashes, yeah.
Its shields are down. Now's our chance.
Hit it with everything we got.
Hard on my flank. We're going in.
Go!
Jesus. Oh, right, yeah, because they have to fucking rebuild Shepard, right? This is why. Be done. Which is actually quite a nice way to reset all of your abilities and shit, isn't it? It's always so annoying in between games. You're like, why don't I have any of the stuff I had in the first game? Oh, he gets lost, okay. I remember him being rebuilt, I don't remember why. think that's the most German man I've ever
Captain
seen.
Anderson, we
Medieval
found
German
them.
man.
They're in here.
Take it easy. It's over. You're safe now. Where's the commander?
Crushed and killed. Obliterated underneath this piece of a Reaper. This isn't why you get rebuilt? How is this not one? That doesn't make any sense.
We can rebuild her.
She lifts it up, Spider-Man. It would have been a good way to do it. It makes more sense. They probably didn't think about it right until they started writing the second one, and they were like, ah.
We got your message, Ambassador. What's all this about?
No need to get worked up, Captain. I'd like to end this meeting with all my teeth still in place.
You should thank me for what I did. If the Normandy was still grounded, we'd all be dead.
I forgot he fucking elbow dropped
I
him.
understand, Captain. You did what you had to do. That's not why you're here. We need to talk about what happened to the Council.
Commander Shepard did the right thing. We had to hold our fleet back to go after Sovereign. It was the only way.
I agree, but this also presents us with an opportunity. The Council is dead. The galaxy is looking for leadership. The Citadel fleets were decimated in the attack. Their losses have made the Alliance stronger. If we step forward now, nobody will be able to stop us.
You have a plan?
The galaxy needs leadership, real leadership. When a crisis hits, we can't be paralyzed by debate like the old Council. The new Council must rule with a single voice. It must be assembled from one species alone, humanity.
The rest of the galaxy isn't just gonna bow down because we tell them to. We'll need the fleets to bring them in line.
The other species are scared. They've never faced anything like this before, and they don't know what to do. They want us to step forward. They believe in humanity because of you. Your ruthless pursuit of Saren and the Geth, your defiance of the Council, that's what humans are capable of. That's how we can defeat the Reapers. The others will follow us, Shepard. They know we're their only hope. We will have a human council with a human chairman.
The Ambassador's right. I may not like it, but we can't deny the truth.
Given everything you've done, Commander, the Alliance will want to know who you think our chairman should be.
Let the politicians figure this one out. I've got real work to do. The Reapers are still out there, and I'm gonna find some way to stop them.
Shepard's right. We're headed for war with the Reapers. If we lose, it's the end of all life as we know it. And no other species in the galaxy truly understands what it will take to survive. The other races will have to follow our lead. We need to take control. It's time for humanity to rise up and seize its destiny.
God King Shepard. Is this a DMCA song? It could be, couldn't it? What is this song? It sounds DMCA as fuck. I don't trust this shit. It's a shame.
Fuck this game. Fuck this game.
Is there an end of credits? Scene. Alright, Mass Effect 1 down is done. As promised, I'll take my time with Mass Effect 2, and I think I'll relax a bit more. And I kind of burned through this one as quickly as possible. How long did this take me? Only a couple of days, huh? And did we start Monday? Tuesday? Monday. It was a pretty quick run, yeah. I didn't do like full streams every day either. So yeah, we will start Mass Effect 2 tomorrow. I'm excited for it, to be honest, because I feel like the Renegade approaches to Mass Effect 2 and 3 are going to be really interesting and weird. So I'm kind of, genuinely looking forward to it. Is there an end of credits scene here, by the way? I had to go 45 minutes ago, but instead we got dragged into a conversation about Twitch comments. Mass Effect 2's gameplay is dog shit. But there is no game. Mass Effect 2 is a run around collect your friends game. It's an RP, it's the RP session. The gameplay's irrelevant in 2. I remember it not being as awful as this one as well. The gameplay in this one is horrible. Is anyone going to answer me? I will ask a third time. It is unbelievable. Doesn't have a scene. Thank you, Shadow. Jesus, the only person I can rely on. Alright, well, I gotta go, so... Fuck this game. Mass Effect 2 tomorrow. See you then. Be there or don't. I don't care. See you later. Smashed it, the cast of this. Smashed it. Love Fred as well. Fred's in everything. Cam Clark's in this game? Who's Cam Clark? Robin Atkin Downs, my boy. Who does Cam Clark play? Liquid Snake's in it somewhere. Brother. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow for Mass Effect. I might do PUBG on the second channel later on, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, bye.